Hi Stampers, this is Marie Bennett at blackberriesandcream.net, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to make this sweet little shaker card. I've seen this, or one similar to it at least, on Pinterest, and I thought I'd give it a go. So let's go ahead and get started. To make this card, I've used a thinlet from the set called Wonderful Wreath, and this thinlet cuts out the word joy. This particular set also comes with a thinlet that cuts out the word Noel, and it has a wreath and a flower and a bow and a little hanger. It is still currently available in the 2016 2017 annual catalog. So I went ahead and cut that word joy out of a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and instead of using the word that I cut out, I'm using the negative that was left on the card. And in addition to that, I'll be using a piece of window sheeting, and I've cut this at 3 inches by 2.5 inches. And I'll be using a piece of smoky slate cardstock that I cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and then scored down the middle at 5 1/2. So instead of cutting the cardstock in half on the long side, I cut it in half along the long side. And I'm going to be using a new product out of the holiday catalog this year, and this is called the Mica Flakes Trio Pack. And it's you get 3 packages of really shiny mica flakes, and it's in Emerald Envy, and then gold and white. And for this card, I'm just going to use the white and the gold. In addition to the white mica flakes and the gold mica flakes, I'm also using a few little pinches of sequins out of the metallic sequin assortment that is available in the annual catalog. Okay, so this really is not a hard card. Let's go ahead and get started. I need to apply this, adhere this window sheeting to the back side of this Whisper White, and I'm going to do that using snail adhesive. And I want to put a little bit of snail adhesive on this space in the J, so that it will stick down to the window sheeting. And I also want to put a little bit fairly close here to the word. Okay. I need to get a little closer here too. Okay, so now I'm going to center my window sheeting over the word joy. I want to make sure this J is good. There we go. Okay, so now I have a solid covering here that will keep the things inside the shaker frame from falling out. Okay, so to make the shaker frame, I'm using a product from the annual catalog called foam adhesive strips, and this comes in a package of 2. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this off. And I'm going to make just a little reservoir for putting the sequins and things that are going to be rolling around inside the shaker card in. And I have this little piece left over that isn't quite long enough to fill that space. So I'm going to put it here as support so that this part of the card doesn't cave in on the front. Okay, so now I'm going to put a few little pieces just here and there to support this card, because I want the card to be supported evenly. And I think the dimensionals, maybe the dimensionals are the right thickness, but just to be sure, I'm going to use the same adhesive I used making the little shaker frame. There we go. And it doesn't matter that I have adhesive outside of the shaker frame, because this is going to be sealed against the card. So it's okay if everything isn't precise when you put your adhesive down where you put that window sheeting. Okay, so now I have in this container, I've put some of the metallic sequins, some of the gold mica flakes, and some of the white. And now I'm going to put the lid on and just shake it up, mix it all together. And I know that I want my joy to go, whoops, got one more thing I need to do. I need to put my ribbon on. So it's going to go right about here. Maybe just like right below where those dimensionals are. Just going to use another piece of dimensional to hold that down, and then make sure that it's straight across the card. And use another piece of dimensional to hold it down. There. Okay. Now, I know that the word joy is going to be in the center and up, maybe a third of the way up. So I'm going to put a pile of the stuff I just shook together right there. And I think that might be enough. It looks like it's about maybe a tablespoon. A tablespoon of sequins. Alright, so the next step is to take all of the backing off of these dimensionals. Okay, it looks like I have all of the backs taken off. Now I'm going to Center this on here so I have about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. This piece is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Yep, just right. I'm going to tie a little knot on there. I've got another piece of this ribbon. This ribbon is called Smoky Slate. It's a 1/8 inch stitched ribbon in Smoky Slate. This is not going to be a bow, just a knot. I think maybe right there. Then cut it. Okay, now the last thing to finish this card off, I'm going to use some of the sequins out of this metallic sequins packet, and I'm going to adhere them to the card using this. I like to use Tombow glue. We do sell the fine tip glue pen, but I am fine tip glue pen impaired or something. I can't get it to work the way I know it's supposed to. And I want to put a little dot of this right here where this J, when you take the word joy off of the paper, it always gives it a little bend there. It's hard to do that without making it, like tearing it or giving it a bend. So I'm going to put, I always put something right here. So I think maybe I want 2 down here. 1, maybe 1 there. And then put 3 of them up here. Okay. Now, this assortment has the colors black and gold and white and clear. And I'm going to use gold. I think all of them will be gold. So put gold sequins. And then I want a gold star if I can find one. Here's one. The shapes in this assortment are circles, hearts, and stars. There. Okay, that card is finished. On the inside, I'm not going to do the inside in this video, but just another piece of Whisper White, although because this Smoky Slate is a light color, you could stamp right on the Smoky Slate. But I'm going to use a piece of Whisper White cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to stamp a greeting and put it on the inside of the card. So I hope you like this card. I hope you'll give it a try. There are other cards a lot like it on Pinterest if you like searching through Pinterest and looking at all the wonderful ideas you find there. That's where I got this idea. Okay, so thanks for watching and happy stamping. Bye.